Obviously, you just saw Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett for the interim title. Earlier, Tuporia posted, I'm dealing with some personal problems, so I'm not gonna fight the first quarter. So the winner of Gaethje versus Paddy will be the interim title, and then they will face Tuporia.
All right, folks. A whole avalanche of news and bone-crunching announcements just dropped, and one of the loudest, of course, is this. The Scouser and the Highlight are set to go to war for the interim lightweight title.
Oh, he got him with a overhand right, it's over! That is it! No chance! Big right from Gaethje, and down goes Vic!
About a minute gone by round two.
Can the 37-year-old American veteran show Paddy Pimblett that there are levels to this game? Or will the Liverpool madman send Justin Gaethje into a comfortable retirement?
This is it! That's tight! He gets it! He gets the tap! The Paddy party goes to the next level! It's going to be gone! There it is! It's gone! Paddy Pimblett! Big time shots from Pimblett! 2 minutes to go, round three! Oh, there it is! The king of the North! Paddy Pimblett! Welcome to the ring!
Get cozy, grab some snacks, smash the like button on this video, and get ready for the most epic promo possible for Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett.
Yeah, Abu Dhabi, October, that pay-per-view. That's when I want to fight. That's when I'll be gearing towards. And after what I've done to Chandler, I think I've finished Justin Gaethje.
So here's the deal. This interview came out on May 16th, 2025. At that moment, the situation at lightweight was still unclear. Would Islam Makhachev keep defending his belt? Or was he really done and moving up to welterweight for good? Yeah, he left that tweet calling out Jack Della Maddalena, but there were no official comments from the world's best league just yet. Justin Gaethje beat Rafael Fiziev in March at UFC 313. And reminded everyone he's still here. Originally, he was supposed to fight Dan Hooker, but Dan pulled out and Ataman stepped in. Even with short notice, the Highlight proved he's still a legit top 5 guy and far from done. Paddy Pimblett fought a month later. He stepped into the octagon on April 12th at UFC 314 and absolutely ripped apart poor Michael Chandler. It was such a powerful, brutal, dominant performance that everyone was at the very least stunned. In his post-fight interview, the Scouser sent a message to the entire lightweight elite.
I want Dustin, Justin, Charles, or the little posh boy Armin, any of them four, but out of them all. Yes, Gaethje!
Like we said, the Baddy was counting on the fact that, after 2 major announcements that both the featherweight and lightweight belts were now vacant, he'd get matched with some top contender and then go straight into a title fight with the new champ. As you already know, the title shot went to Ilia Tuporia and Charles Oliveira. Their fight was booked for the summer, and before it even happened, Paddy was openly telling interviewers he expected El Matador to triumph. He explained it from a career perspective, that matchup would be much more profitable and promising for his future.
I don't know who I want to win, lad. I'm a fan of Charles, so I think I want Charles to win, but it's probably better for my career if Ilya wins, because I'll more than likely be his first title defense.
Interestingly, Tuporia himself was saying pretty much the same things. Shortly before becoming a full-time lightweight, he was chatting with Joe Rogan, going through all sorts of possible scenarios. Even back then, he understood that his arrival in the division would shake up the entire top 10, especially with Islam Makhachev leaving, because a good chunk of the delusional fan base was convinced the Dagestani ran away to avoid Ilya. We're mentioning all this because El Matador confidently told Rogan that in a potential fight between Pimblett and Gaethje, he favors the Brit. He seriously broke down that this fight could happen regardless of what's going on at the top of the division, and that it would make more sense for him if Paddy came out on top, career-wise.
You think Paddy's going to beat Justin Gaethje?
Easy.
Wow. Really easy?
Yeah, easy.
Really easy?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a crazy thing to say because Justin Gaethje's an animal.
What excites me more is the fight with Paddy.
Really?
Yeah, that fight excites me even more. And if they could put that fight in Spain, in the Bernabeu Stadium.
Again, both of them were basically calculating how this would affect their own careers and bank accounts. And we're not judging that. It's just funny to watch them talk like they own shares in the company and can personally influence matchmaking, even with their superstar status. That doesn't give them the right to talk as if they decide who fights who and when. It's the UFC that calls them, gives them a name and a date, and that's that. Anyway, enough nitpicking. How did things develop after that, you ask? Honestly, they kinda didn't. After Tuporia became a double champ, everything in the division just went quiet. The only one who really managed to bounce back in style was Oliveira, with his finish over Gamrot. Tsarukyan and Hooker made noise only at the very end of 2025. Everyone else in the division was on vacation, basically. It's hard to even describe it any other way. And all of that was happening because Justin Gaethje kept digging his heels in and refusing to accept any fight that wasn't for the title. He leaned heavily on his status and the respect he's earned, threatening to retire if the promotion didn't give him exactly what he wanted.
You know, for me, I've said my piece, and now I just feel like I need to train, work out, and, I'm going to fight all of these guys are really good. I'm fighting the best guys in the world, so I know that's going to be something that's a challenge that I'm going to have in the future, and I hope it's Ilya. I hope it's in November. I hope it's in Madison Square Garden.
And this dragged on for quite a while. Not just rumor-level talk. It was a full-blown narrative in the media space as a confirmed fact. Eventually, someone straight up asked Dana White about it at a press conference, and here's the kind of answer we got.
It's the saying in that division, Justin Gaethje said that if he doesn't get a title shot, that he'd be thinking about retiring, and that he's basically inferring that you guys owe him a favor for him stepping in for UFC 300. I just wanted your thoughts on that.
Listen, everybody has their opinions on. Listen, if you're thinking about retiring, you know how I feel about that. You should probably retire. We love Justin Gaethje, and Justin Gaethje did step up, and he's been an exciting, fun fighter to have here in the UFC. But to say, hey, listen, unless you give me a title shot, I'm retiring. That's pretty wacky.
As always, the UFC brass made their stance very clear and very firm. The thing is, they already knew what Makhachev wanted. They knew he was moving to welterweight for good. They knew they wouldn't let Tuporia just freely jump up and fight him right away for a third belt. They don't like this constant division hopping, especially at that frequency. So instead of locking in lightweight plans, they just kept Gaethje in limbo. And Paddy too, because they decided it was too early to throw him at Ilya. If the hype train derails too soon, what good is that for them? So a long, ugly stagnation followed. No one even really cared about the Max versus Poirier rematch, even though that was Dustin's farewell performance. And that's how we got to nowhere. No news on an El Matador title defense. The Baddy isn't next in line. Tsarukyan is still waiting for his moment. Gaethje is just training and not talking to the media, and it stayed like that all the way up until fall 2025.
Matchmaking was today, and we started working on the first Paramount card today.
Okay, I'm not expecting you to say anything, but do you think there's a chance Ilya Tuporia could end up on that card? Big star.
It's a possibility.
Only a possibility, as we later found out. Nothing more. Soon it became known that Ilya Tuporia hit a rough patch in his personal life, in the middle of a divorce, splitting assets, and dealing with a lot of family issues. He wouldn't be able to fight until early 2026. Realistically, even not in the very first half of that year. That's exactly what the UFC president announced when he revealed the fights that led us to where we are now. The interesting part is that they finally managed to find common ground with the highlight, who gave an interview in September reflecting on his day-to-day life. He and his coach are building businesses, moving into philanthropy, and trying to help underprivileged kids find success through commitment to sport. Honestly, it's kind of surprising he didn't just pause his career completely and still agreed to this gamble.
Because again, every day is an opportunity to set yourself apart and above your competition. And
it's a constant reminder.
You need to know that there's people out there working. I tell the kids in my gym, there's people from, my sport's different. The poorest parts of the world, the ghettos, the favelas, these kids have opportunity to come for you, and they're coming, and they're working, and they're hungry, and they're not eating every meal, and they're working for every meal, and you're not.
And so with
It's an
those
everyday
two
reminder.
things, and then those things add up every single day.
Not too long ago, right before the card in Qatar where Tsarukyan demolished Hooker, Paddy Pimblett did a short interview where he ran through all the storylines at lightweight and beyond. He shared his honest opinion about the highlights behavior and expressed his belief that he deserves the next title shot from his point of view. He was seriously unhappy with what Gaethje was saying publicly and how he was framing things in the media. So, staying true to himself and not holding back, which is exactly why we love him, he threw some trash talk Justin's way.
You know, don't ever want to say a bad word about Justin Gaethje, like he's a legend, but he's doing interviews lately being a proper you know what I mean, saying like the UFC owe him and he deserves it and all that. No one's owed nothing, you know what I mean, you fight for it. And my last win, I beat someone in a better fashion who was a higher ranked opponent than he won in his last fight, so I know he's a legend and obviously he's done a lot for the company and all that, but you can't just demand a title shot. Then you've got Arman who hasn't fought in, it'll be what, 18 months or something like that. So, you know, me and Tuporia's got the storyline built in. It's all there. It's half nice for me that he won the belt, even though I don't like him. I'd rather him not be a 2-division champ. It's better for me that he won the belt, because if Charles would have won, then I definitely would have had to fight someone else first. You know what I mean? But with Ilya having the belt, it's just a storyline's already set up. It's all ready to go.
Just a reminder, that was before what happened in Qatar, and now we've finally got a confirmed, signed interim title fight in the lightweight division. It's been a while since anyone at 155 fought for an interim belt. The last one we remember is Tony El Kukui Ferguson, forgotten by the MMA gods, who did it twice back in 2020. And back then, by the way, he fought Justin Gaethje at the infamous UFC 249.
Said to the public, it is not as important as an interim title fight. An interim title fight, by the way, that does not feature a number one contender. Because the number one contender at 155 pounds is a guy named Arman Tsarukyan, and he's not involved in this fight. And of course, the champion Ilia Tuporia is not involved in this fight. This is a makeshift fight. This is as prestigious as a BMF title. God bless. I said I wanted to see Paddy fight for the belt. God bless. I said, Justin, you know, I think you need to win a couple more. He said he was going to retire unless he got a title fight. I guess he's not retiring. He's fighting for an interim title. But this is a bogus fight. And it's insane to me that it is headlining over Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes.
So what do you think about all this? Drop your thoughts in the comments under this video. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our other uploads. And of course, smash that like button if you enjoyed this one. See you soon.